Welcome back to Today in Rocket Science. I'm Adam Balkin. Here at E3, video game coders can speak many languages: Java, C++, Ruby. But at New York City's Cooper Union, 2 students have engineered a language of their own, one that's a bit more tangible than a line of code. Our Aaron Billups shows us how Tactile City just might revolutionize the way the visually impaired get around.
Students at New York City's Cooper Union have come up with a new system to help visually impaired people navigate the city. It's like a brand new language, but it's not spoken or written in a book. It's imprinted on the sidewalk.
This is a collaboration between a group of us from the Cooper Union, architects, artists, engineers, that were just asked to take a look at this possible way for wayfinding for people with visual impairment through the city.
The idea is to have a tactile path that runs along every block in New York. It goes down the center, and it's created by using a metal brush in the concrete while it's curing. Along the path are little pads that are textured, and each of these textured pads are unique according to the point of interest that they correspond to in the block. So imagine you're going down the block and you're going down the center and there's a bus stop on your left. The pad in the path has the texture for bus stop, and then you follow it to the bus stop.
The idea, called Tactile City, has been picking up steam, and the students showcased it at a STEM festival called Ideas City. A city official from the mayor's office for people with disabilities was on hand to give his expertise.
I shared my experiences traveling through New York City as a blind independent traveler and using the subways, going through construction zones, just general ideas, and concepts to introduce them to how blind people get around this city.
The students didn't stop with indentations in the concrete. Another part of the project would be sounds that get louder with the ambient noise.
So a microphone reads the sound levels from outside, and then it tells the computer through an analog to digital converter how loud it is. The sound boxes will be there, and they're responsive to the environment. So as it gets louder, the sound boxes get louder.
Using their knowledge of science and engineering to solve problems new and old. For It Ain't Rocket Science, I'm Aaron Billups.
Budding engineers in Central New York are taking a crack at what many consider to be one of the hardest STEM fields out there. That's right, this time it really is rocket science. At the 13th annual Rocket Team Challenge in Syracuse, local students from middle school and high school launched rockets they designed themselves. Their challenge was to launch an egg inside their rocket and have it return safely to Earth.
It was kind of stressful because we had a loose fin, so we didn't know if it was going to go really far off and come down in the woods or something. That was one of my worst fears.
I think it's important for our future, when we go to college and stuff. It's for recommendation. We can say we did this and actually have a proud look back at our childhood.
We definitely need to get kids my age and younger too interested in tech and engineering, because we're going to be the next astronauts and the next doctors, and we need to get really motivated to do that. It was really fun, and it wasn't too much work, so I think any kids that are listening should do it next year.
More than 100 schools competed in the Time Warner Cable sponsored event. While it seems obvious you'll need a lot of physics and chemistry to get a rocket off the ground, you may be surprised where those same principles are at play in your own backyard. In Kansas City, Missouri, local teens got some insight into STEM in sports and a soccer practice unlike any other. Rocco Vertuccio joins them on the field.
From the force of a throw to the kinetic energy of a kick, these teens are getting a lesson on the physical science behind one of the world's most popular sports from Matt Beasler, MLS and U.S. national team defender.
Told them it wasn't about your arms, it was actually about your core. That's where you get your power from, almost like a spring. You coil it up and then you kind of let it go. And so I think they were surprised by that.
75 middle school students from the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Kansas City tried their hand at some of Matt's techniques and got a lesson in physics in the process.
The favorite part I liked was the corner kick, because the high and low air pressure pushed the ball in a spinning movement, and it went inside the goal.
When they kick the corner kick, it doesn't matter. It goes in different directions, so it goes in different angles.
Something that I thought was cool was when they use the leaf blower to show how the wind connects to the direction of the ball.
There's so many things that kids can learn through sports. And science is just one of those things. I think you first, you start playing around with trying to bend the ball, when you're young. You try things. That's how you learn, is you go out there on the field and you try things.
And try again, because as they say, practice many times leads to perfect. For It Ain't Rocket Science, I'm Rocco Bertuccio.
That's all for this episode of It Ain't Rocket Science. As always, to get connected with more hands-on science, technology, engineering, and math opportunities in your community, head over to www.connectamillionminds.com. And until next time, it's been a blast.